Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be talking about Julien Donkey-Boy. Alright, so this has been on my list for quite a while. I think this is like the last Harmony Korine movie that I haven't seen. I think now I've seen all of his movies, but I've wanted to see this for a long time. I picked it up on DVD. I've said this in a couple recent videos. I had like just all kinds of eBay gift cards going on from like Christmas and birthdays and stuff, and I just never used them, so I just cashed out on like all these like out of print DVDs for movies that I could like never find, like you wouldn't find this out and about. Here's the disc right here. I think I got a little glare going on, my apologies. But yeah, I believe this is Korean. But yeah, like I mean, all these Harmony Korine movies, they're so difficult to find, which kind of makes them fun, like it adds some like mystery to them, like I've only seen a couple clips from this movie, and there's like a short trailer, and I've always like been intrigued, like even with Ken Park, like that's didn't even get a US release, so like these movies are so hard to come by. It makes them like it makes them like cool, it's like they're like a rare treasure. Like I mean, Harmony Korine movies, they're already interesting because they're so weird, like there's not really like a structure to them or like a rhyme or reason, and then they're like extremely messed up, and then they're like super hard to find. There's just like something about his movies that they're just like so different. They're like a rare artifact. Like he even said that in some interview about Trash Humpers, that like he wanted to just like put it on a, oh yeah, no, he wanted the movie to feel like an artifact, like a VHS tape you would just like find in like a bag in the river. Like that's, I mean, that's how these movies feel, like artifacts. It's like they're so rare. Like are you gonna like meet someone on the street who's seen this? Like probably not. Like it kind of, it's fun for the collection because it's like these movies are like hard to come by. I mean, it would be cool if they were more accessible, like because I think they're cool movies, and it would be cool if more people could see them. That'd be good for Harmony Korine. He would get more of like a fan base. I mean, he has a pretty good fan base though for like the type of movies he makes. You would think that he would be like more niche, but I mean the last movie he did, what was it, Beach Bum. I mean, he's got like big name actors that got like a big theatrical release. He's got like Snoop Dogg in there, so it's like, I mean, he's pretty like mainstream. He's pretty popular for like a guy who makes like pretty weird movies. But anyways, I'm just kind of rambling, but yeah, like I've wanted to see this movie for a while. It's been hard to come by. I didn't even spend that much. I spent like $20, which is my limit. I don't usually spend more than that on a movie, but like I said, I used a gift card, so it's like I didn't even really spend my own money. So that's why I cashed out on all these movies, because usually I'm not a big spender like that. Like I mean, I'll go to the Salvation Army, get movies for 50 cents, or I'll go to like Dollar Tree, but I was like, might as well cash out on all these. But yeah, so something to bring up about this movie, if you all are not familiar, it's a Dog Me 95 movie, and when I was reading the Wikipedia, it was saying that it was the first non-European Dog Me 95 movie, and basically what Dog Me 95 is, it's like this film movement. I think it went from 1995 to 2005, and it's like this kind of like minimalist approach to filmmaking where, you know, you can't have like special effects or like post-production, and all the props have to be like on location. You can't add external audio. It's like it's like a it's like a film movement based on like limitations. So it's like you have to follow all these strict rules, and yeah, it's like all like handheld camera. I think it can only be like 35 millimeter. So it's like a bare bones approach to filmmaking, which is pretty darn cool. I haven't seen any other Dog Me 95 movies, and I probably won't see any other ones, but I mean, I had to, this is my boy, Harmony Korine, so I had to watch it, but when I was watching it though, like, so like, okay, I read the rules for Dog Me 95, and I feel like this didn't follow the rules exactly, because there was music, and I feel like they altered the film. Like it looked like, you know, it like there was like color grading, and it did look like there was like, you know, like external lighting. And then one of the rules was like you can't have like a murder scene. There was a murder scene, and then I mean I'm pretty sure they brought in props like the whole towards the end, like the baby, like I mean they didn't just find that there, like that was definitely a prop that they brought in. So I sound like a stickler here, like, hey, they broke the rules, how was this considered, you know, a Dog Me 95 movie? Actually, like pushing up my glasses, well actually, according to the Dog Me 95 manifesto, this would actually not be considered part of the criteria because it breaks Rule 7 here on the sheet. But no, that was just something I was thinking, like I was like, I mean, but hey, it got accepted, so I guess they thought it you know, it complied with all the rules, so it's like, it's all good. But yeah, that was just something I noticed. And then just a random thing, when I was like looking at the Wikipedia, it said the budget for this was 1.3 million. There's no way. Like, you're telling me this is all shot on handheld and like on location, and it's a Dog Me 95 movie, and it's 1.3 million? If this movie is worth 1.3 million, like, Harmony Korine probably pocketed like 99% of that. There's no way the budget on this was 1.3 million. I think the budget on Gummo was 1.3 million, and whoever wrote the Wikipedia is just tripping and slipping up, and, you know, put the budget for that. That's if this cost 1.3 million to make, that's the biggest waste of 1.3 million I've ever seen. I mean, I like the movie, it's cool, but I mean, if this is like what 1.3 million looks like, a 1.3 million dollar production, like, dude, I mean, not anyone could make this, but I mean, actually, yeah, pretty much anyone can make it. It's like handheld, they're just doing it on set. Of course, it's like Harmony Korine, he knows what he's doing. At this point, he's like a couple films deep, he's a little seasoned, but I mean, like, anyone could realistically make this type of movie. Not saying that it's going to be like as good or good, but like anyone has the ability to make it. So there's no way the budget was 1.3 million. They got me messed up with that claim there. But anyways, moving on. So the main actor who plays Julien, Ewan Bremner, I thought he gave a pretty darn good performance, like very, very, very good. The speech pattern, he had it down packed, like all the dialogue. I feel like a lot of it wasn't even scripted, but when like he was like on the street, like talking to people or talking to himself, and like he definitely like sounded convincing. Like he really sounded like a person who was like struggling with schizophrenia. Like he definitely, you know, his speech pattern was not normal. He definitely sounded mentally ill. Like, you know, he wouldn't say things that were like necessarily like coherent. Like a lot of the stuff he said just didn't make sense, you know. But it was like something like I don't think like a neurotypical person would like ever even be able to come up with. Not saying like that him as an actor, but I'm saying like the dialogue, like for him playing a person with schizophrenia is very convincing, and I think he gave a amazing performance. Chloe Sevigny, I don't know if I said her name right. Who knows how to pronounce her name? I don't know. Nobody knows. But anyways, she gave a good performance. And then Werner Herzog, he gave a good performance. He was kind of funny. I mean, he was like totally mean. He was like a big meanie, like just a terrible father, just a nasty human being. But he was like kind of funny sometimes, which I appreciated. The aesthetic was awesome. You know, it's like it's shot on film. It was like had a real grainy look, and I don't know what they did in post-production, but they definitely like washed out the colors somehow, color graded it somehow, or distorted it, and it looked really, really, really cool. So just from like a visual point of view, the aesthetic was really awesome. And then there was like a lot of times in this movie where there would be like a sequence of like still images, but like with dialogue, normal dialogue playing, like where like it would be as if the scene was taking place normally, but it would be almost like a slideshow. That was really cool. I thought that was unique. Yeah, so just the look of this movie was absolutely awesome. Super cool. It had that, even though it was not like shot on VHS, it was shot on film. It had that like distorted VHS look, like it looked like Trash Humpers is like that. It has like the VHS look, and it's kind of like washed out and distorted. I like that look. I think it's super cool because like a lot of movies, they all just look the same, and now with like the 4K, it's like everything's like 4K and it just all looks the same. Like this has a unique look. It has a cool look. It works. It's awesome. So yeah, then, you know, in addition to you got Julian, you got the sister Pearl, you got Werner Herzog as the dad. Another character is Julian's younger brother Chris, and he's just like a wrestler. He's just like training, and he's like, no, I do real wrestling, which like I can relate to because I used to wrestle in middle school and high school, and that's how I would always think of it. Like people would be like, bring up like WWE. I'm not like hating on that, but it's like, no, that's not like real wrestling. Like that's some, you know, fake stuff. Like that has like real wrestling is like way different. All the rules, and it's not as like glamorous. You're not like, I feel like in WWE you can like punch fools. Like no, like wrestling has like very distinct rules. It's like it's very different. So yeah, like I would just get kind of mad. I'd be like, nah man, it's not like that. It's like, you don't get it, whatever. No, I do real wrestling. But anyways, he's like practicing wrestling moves on trash cans, which reminded me of the scene in Gummo where all those people are just like wrestling chairs and tables and whatnot. And I mean, I think at this point it's safe to say that's Harmony Korine's style. I mean, in the one interview he's like, yeah, you know, you see the taped bacon to the wall? That's my aesthetic, you know. I think also part of his style, part of his trademark is just people wrestling inanimate objects, just wrestling furniture and whatnot. So I mean, maybe in his next movie we'll get another you know, wrestling sequence where someone's maybe wrestling like a full-on couch, picking up like a big old couch, suplexing it. I would like to see that. Maybe if it's not even in his movie, I would like to see that regardless. That'd be mad cool. We'll get like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a Harmony Korine movie, suplexing like a 300-pound couch. Please make it happen, Hollywood. Yeah, but I mean, you know, fools wrestling trash cans, I appreciate it. Like I said, I used to wrestle, so I like all the, you know, the wrestling references. He's got the singlet going on and he's just like training hard. That's how that's how it was. I mean, like, get home from practice, do like 200 push-ups, do all kinds of sit-ups. Like, he was on that grind, you know. Like when you're wrestling, I mean, you're on that Sigma grind set. I know that's like a stale meme, but hey, you know what? I'm bringing it back, so don't worry about it. You know, just it's whatever. I feel like this is gonna be a long one. This is gonna be a long video. It's gonna take a long time to upload. I don't know. I've said this in previous videos. I don't have a timer on this thing, but I don't know. I got a lot to say about this movie, so whatever. Yeah, so in terms of the messed up stuff, I feel like for the most part, this isn't as messed up as like other Harmony Korine movies, but early on, you're getting into spoiler territory here, just a warning. So if if you haven't seen it, you don't want to get spoiled, turn it off, click off the video. So there's this there's this sequence in the beginning where Julien strangles this kid who's like playing with a turtle. I mean, if I didn't read that in the plot summary, I wouldn't have been able to tell, because it's like it's basically like a cutaway kill, so I didn't even know what was going on. That's another thing. When I was reading the Dog Meat 95 rules, it says like you can't have murder, so you know, I don't know. But no, I don't really care that much about the rules. That was just something that I was just reading and I found interesting. But yeah, that's a messed up scene where he kills the kid. I mean, just like, that's because it's messed up that he's killing someone, but it's super messed up because it's like a young kid. I mean, it's messed up stuff that's like pretty taboo. Most films don't do that. That's, you know, it's even though they don't show it like that, just it's like a disturbing thought, like, you know. And then later on, his sister Pearl is like ice skating and falls on the ground and basically has like a miscarriage, so the baby is, deceased. That's super messed up, and he like takes the baby home. I mean, for the most part, most of this movie was not that messed up, but just those two sequences were like extremely messed up. I mean, when you're talking about like violence towards kids and like unborn babies, that's super messed up. That was really disturbing for me. I mean, that's almost more disturbing than other stuff in his movies, even though for the most part this movie as a whole was not as disturbing. Like that's like crazy subject matter to get into. That's like really taboo. Like I felt weird after that. I was like, geez, like that's just depressing. But and then another thing that's messed up is just the dad is just like so abusive, and then, you know, Julien has like schizophrenia, but they're just like, he's like not getting treatment, I don't think, and they're just like extremely mean to him, and like the brother's like wrestling him and pretty much like beating him up, and the dad always like calls him stupid and blah blah blah. Like some of that stuff is kind of funny because the dad, he just like the way he delivers his lines are kind of funny. But yeah, this movie definitely, like, I mean, it's in line with the other Harmony Korine movies. Like there's some messed up stuff in this. Yeah, but in terms of the dad's funny lines, like he's like Julien gives this poem and he's like, eternity chaos, evening chaos, noon chaos. That's like a pretty memorable set of dialogue there. And then the dad's like, I don't like all this artsy fartsy stuff. You know what I like? I like Dirty Harry. The ending of Dirty Harry, that's good. So that was kind of funny. And then he's like, you're so stupid. If I was so stupid, I would slap myself, you know. And I think like a lot of the dialogue was improvised, but there was definitely some memorable lines. Like I could see myself reciting some of this stuff, you know, on the reg. And then yeah, I think I touched on this earlier, but when Julien was talking to himself on the street, that was really good. And something I was thinking was like, all the bystanders in this movie, the people who aren't like the main cast, I think they were just random people passing by. And, you know, I think that's like pretty cool. Like, I feel like the reactions from like the other people, they're like genuine reactions. Like, I was watching some interview. I tried to find it before the video, but I couldn't find it. This was like a while back. But Harmony Korine was talking about like the thing with like the baby on the bus. They didn't like tell the people that they were filming a movie until after, and then they got like release forms. So like everyone on there like really thought he had like, a deceased baby, and like you could tell like the guy next to him, like people were like freaked out. Like, so yeah, I think a lot of the reactions in this movie were like real. I think it was just like real people on the street, and then after they would like have him sign a release. So like, I mean, you already have like the rawness of this being like shot on a handheld camera, and it's, it's not scripted and blah blah blah, and then you get like on top of that you get all these like real reactions. It really added to the whole feeling, the whole like feeling of like this is real, which like a lot of his movies do feel like that, but this felt, even more real than like a lot of his other movies, just because how it was filmed, and how they like utilized real people. I'm just like speculating. I think a lot of the bystanders were just like real people, but who knows. And yeah, I've been talking here for a long time. I pretty much, went through all my notes. Just one thing that I want to give a nice honorable mention to here before I leave is there's this one albino guy, and he was freestyling. Oh my goodness. That was like the best freestyle I've ever heard in my life. Like, this dude could rap. Like, oh my goodness. Like, his flow was incredible. He had the wordplay going on. Like, oh my goodness. Like, I mean, who has freestyle skills like that? Professional rappers don't even have freestyle skills like that. Like, this dude was just straight killing it. So I had to give him a shout out. Like, I mean, some of the best freestyling I've ever seen. I mean, this fool was just amazing. I mean, you can tell for the movie too. Like, it wasn't scripted. Like, he probably really just did a freestyle, you know. But yeah, that was just something I wanted to mention before I ended the review. But overall, I had a good time with this. I thought it was a solid watch. It was super unique. It definitely fit with all, Harmony Korine's other movies. I don't like it as much as like some of my favorite Harmony Korine movies. Like, I don't like it as much as like Kids and Gummo and Spring Breakers and Beach Bum. But I mean, it was solid. It was good. I would watch it again. But anyways, if you're a fan of Harmony Korine, I would recommend this. It's a solid watch. That's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you all for watching, and peace out.